Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we're going to be discussing Brad Garlinghouse's most recent tweet on the settlement between Ripple and YouTube. So just to clarify, there was this case last year, and basically Ripple had sued YouTube, and the reason they sued them is YouTube was allowing content that was false, and it was basically defamatory towards Ripple as a company, and essentially it was just a load of scammers impersonating Ripple employees, Brad Garlinghouse, high official members of Ripple, and giving away XRP. But this was obviously a scam, and YouTube didn't enforce their own policies of banning this content and removing it from their platform, and essentially it had damaged Ripple's image. And this is kind of where the whole idea of where people believe cryptocurrencies are a scam, this is where it comes in. And I'm going to clarify this and just link it to how this is now going to help Ripple's valuation as a company, as well as XRP, and how this links together with Gary Gensler becoming the new chair of the SEC. So here we can see this was the article in 2020. So Ripple sues YouTube over cryptocurrency scams, and today Brad Garlinghouse, literally just minutes ago, he has now announced that last year he had sued YouTube along with Ripple for failing to enforce its own policies. And then he spoke about social platforms are starting to acknowledge their role in allowing crypto scams to persist and recognize that need to be part of the solution. And social media platforms, people do argue that there is this kind of cancel culture, with what happened with Twitter and certain politicians. But social media platforms do have a duty to their users to ensure that it is free of misinformation and people are getting, that they can trust the platform. Although you can argue, it was the fault of the people who fell for the scams. Still, it is part of YouTube's policies that they don't allow, blatant scamming on their platform. And so as a result, Ripple did sue them and they settled. So this is going to be interesting because Ripple does want to now, while the settlements are confidential, it's clear to all that without accountability and action, trust erodes in the industry at a crucial time when governments around the world are looking closely at crypto. It's quite interesting. You mentioned governments are looking closely at crypto. So Gary Gensler, who is now going to become the head of the SEC, he in his whole career, if we just go back to this article that was posted this month, he has essentially, made his position, his career, by bringing higher investor confidence through his own implementation of a regulatory framework which reduces fraud in, the financial markets. So here we can see that as a result, it was quite interesting the fact that Bitcoin dipped after Gary Gensler was promoting this insurance of the cryptocurrency markets against fraud and manipulation, which usually it would have the opposite effect, but it was quite interesting to see. And I think now moving forwards, what we're going to see is this relates to what I've been talking about with Binance Smart Chain and a lot of the cloned cryptos, is we will now begin to see kind of pullback and more regulation with regards to just how these cryptos are publicized, how they're promoted, and how they're dropped to normal retail investors. I believe they're going to make it a lot more difficult to launch your own cryptocurrency, especially on an exchange listed one. And there's going to be a lot more due diligence involved in terms of the KYC and knowing exactly who it is that's behind these projects, so that there is the ability to audit them and also trace back any kind of fraud to that person. And as a result, I feel like we're going to see a much greater depreciation in the number of these cloned and forked coins that we're seeing with the Binance Smart Chain ones, for example, where we've had quite a lot of scams recently. And as a result, what's going to happen is the crypto market cap, it is not exactly a fixed number, but it fluctuates around a total amount of, say, dollars in circulation within crypto, and as a result of reducing the number of tokens, that um, that money, that value is now going to become concentrated in the more legitimate cryptos, or the ones that have been around for longer, the ones which have a lot more credibility, such as XRP, as well as Ethereum, Bitcoin, the main ones. So this is kind of what we used to see back in 2017, where the percentage of market dominance was quite high for coins such as Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum. Ripple at one point, I believe it had 18% market dominance. Now it's like just a fraction of that amount. And I believe as a result, as these kind of altcoins which don't have as much credibility get weeded out, we will start to see distribution of wealth back into more predominantly within the more established coins. And I believe that's going to help crypto massively, because not only are we going to see redistribution of wealth from the kind of scammier altcoins back into these more credible coins, but higher investor confidence does tend to lead to more money flowing into the market, and we're going to see a lot more plays from institutional investors once Gary Gensler takes head of the SEC. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. So yeah, we've got some interesting stuff coming up. Like I said, we are going to start hearing some more news in terms of the Ripple lawsuit as well. But from what I can see, although some people do have negative opinions on Gary Gensler, I believe that he is going to be a much better head of the SEC compared to the current acting head, and we will have a much greater probability of seeing a settlement, because he, like I said in my previous video, he does want to see a kind of favorable outcome for the crypto space, since he is an advocate of digital assets. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will keep you guys updated, and see you in the next one. See ya.